Good morning, New Prague area schools and New Prague area community, and welcome to Supt Talk. My name is Tony Boothie, the Director of Educational Services, and we welcome you here. We hope everyone had a wonderful Easter week and a great spring break for the New Prague area schools. We've got a couple guests today that we're very excited about, and we'll get to our students here in a second, but I would like to welcome our superintendent, Mr. Tim Dittburner. Good morning, Mr. Dittburner.
Good morning.
So thank you very much for being with us, everybody. And we've got three students here to our left who are part of our new MARS program, Mastering Academics and Real World Skills. First semester, we had our global business class, which went very well. Second semester now is the second part of our class. It's called Healthcare and Sports Science. And we have approximately 38 students. We've got three of our students here today for Mr. Dittburner to ask some questions. We've got Aaron Skluzacek on my far left, Ellie Beatrice, and Nick Fregis. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's just start with Ellie on the end. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and what grade you're in and those types of things.
Well, my name is Aaron Skluzacek. I'm a senior here at New Prague High School, and after school I work at Goldsmith Eye Care pretty regularly, which is a fun job. And after high school, I plan to attend the University of Arizona and major in biochemistry.
All right, Ellie?
My name is Ellie Beatrice, and I'm a senior here at New Prague High School. And I work at the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club as a waitress, and I also just started a new job at Mall Estrana in New Prague as a nursing assistant. And I plan on attending Winona State University next year as hoping to pursue a nursing career.
My name is Nick Fregis. I am a junior, 11th grade. I am in baseball and football, and I'm currently employed at the New Prague Community Center, the ice rink, and I plan on attending NDSU in the future.
All right. Well, welcome you three. That's wonderful. And what we'd really like to talk about today is a healthcare and sports science class that you are currently taking, and just kind of let our community and people that watch this know what a wonderful opportunity is for students. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Dittburner now for some questions.
Yeah, why don't you, let's talk about the class. What do you enjoy so much? I know you have mentors, and you do site visits, and talk a little bit about the class to itself with Miss Olson, Mr. Decker, what they're teaching you.
Well, it's a really unique experience. It's kind of a out of the ordinary, out of the basics. You really get out into the field, and you really get to know what you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis in a healthcare environment. So it's really helpful to know what you're getting into before you actually get into it.
Right.
It's also a great college experience, I think, to really get involved with the program and really get into it.
I really love all the opportunities we get, because for me, going into the class, I wasn't positive which field I wanted to go and take, because I knew I wanted to go into the medical field, but I wasn't sure. So with like all the site visits and just like all of the speakers, we just get a feel for like all the different health fields you could go into. So for me, it helped me decide nursing.
Aaron?
And for me, I just really like learning both of the criteria of the classes, which is human anatomy and physiology and psychology. And it's really cool to see how they can connect in each unit and help us, when we do the site visits, kind of have a little basis to go off of.
Okay,
Prior
so,
knowledge.
right, and you have guest instructors and you've had site visits.
Correct.
Let's just pick one or the other. What is your favorite one? What really stood out for you? I know it's hard to pick just one, but if you can pick one site visit and or one guest instructor, what was the one that had the most impact on your learning?
Well, I know for me, my favorite, we went to Mankato State. We went and kind of explored their whole program and how they do things, and there were multiple activities we got to partake in. I got to do a body fat analysis test where it was water, submerged the tub. It's only a few of those around here, and I got to try one. I just thought that was really interesting. It was a lot of fun to see how they do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I loved that. I loved all the hands-on, but I really liked when we went to Mayo in Rochester, because we got to see the whole emergency room and like all of the technology that they use. And We went on top and looked at the helicopter, and we also went and learned about the surgeries that they perform, and it was just really interesting for me.
Okay.
I think my favorite as well was Rochester Mayo so far. That was really a cool experience. And another thing is we had this bus come down. What was it called?
It's like a
Children's Hospital.
Simulation bus from the
Yep,
Children's
and
Hospital.
we got to see certain simulations and kind of learn how things are done in that situation, which was really cool.
Okay. Now you're at an off-campus site, and so you spend the first part of the morning there. How's that experience? What's that like?
It's a different feel. You like, it feels more professional. It's a more professional atmosphere to really get out of the basic, just go to a classroom, sit down. Whereas you're away from the school, you're away from everything that could be distracting. It's full-fledged focus on the class.
And you're dressed up.
Correct. Yes.
Business casual. Go ahead, girls.
Yeah, it helps you become more independent, especially right before college. You just learn a lot more skills, and especially with the mentors, you schedule meetings and you go in on your own time and you set up questions and just have a conversation with them, and I really love it.
Good.
I really like being there too in the mornings. It's just really nice to be in an environment where everyone's kind of thinking the same thing. It's not really thinking about anything else. You're all collaborating together to do things.
Can you talk a little bit about you brought up the mentor,
Yeah.
Ellie, so any of you, but just talk about that relationship and then maybe explain to our viewers what that is, kind of who it is, but what's the purpose of the mentorship piece?
Yeah, so we all got assigned a mentor at the beginning of the semester, and they try to match you up with a mentor that is going into the same field that you're interested in, and so they did a good job with that. But you meet about maybe 5 times throughout the semester, and you just have a conversation with them and talk about like their job and kind of what they have gone through, like the steps to reach their goals, and it's just been really nice to have someone there to talk to.
Yeah, it has been nice to just kind of have like another figure in your life that you can talk to about things, especially career-wise, and things you should be doing to prepare yourself, and just that advice is like really key.
Yeah, I know personally for me, I've actually, I knew my mentor before this class.
Oh.
I've known him for a long time. He was a baseball coach of mine. And so I can just kind of relate to him on more than just a business level. I feel comfortable talking to him about how just an ordinary guy goes through the the healthcare field every single day, just on a daily basis.
Well, good. So any advice you'd give, as we finish here, any advice you'd give to the underclassmen about this class?
I say if you're contemplating it, I would say go for it. I was a little skeptical at the beginning because it's a lot of work and you have to balance everything. But I say go for it because you should definitely take advantage of like all the opportunities you get because they're very beneficial.
It's definitely something new. If you're willing to try something new, you kind of have to take a risk with this class. It's different. It's something that you kind of have to throw yourself at 100%. You have to be in it. You can't just show up and expect it to pass by. It's something you have to be committed to.
Yeah, you definitely have to be on top of your work for sure. Studying, it can get a little hectic with the site visits and trying to juggle the classroom work, but in the end I feel like it's worth it and they all go together really good.
That's awesome to hear. Just one last question too, are any of you been in the mail program then with the rotation you did?
No.
Okay,
I plan on taking it next year,
Okay.
but it's still up in the air.
okay, good.
Well, yeah, so kind of before we go, I'd just like to give our viewers a little plug for the entire MARS program, the healthcare and sports science, and also our global business, which we had first semester. And I think you all have been great ambassadors in really saying that it is something different. But parents, if you're watching this, definitely talk to your kids about it, talk to the school counselors. This is something that's a little bit different. These are classes that our students are taking during the regular school day. We've just kind of lumped a couple of them together and added a few more experiences that you've heard of from our students that do make it a little bit different. It's off-site, you've got some mentors, You've got some guest instructors, and we make some site visits in both classes, which really does provide an opportunity that maybe you wouldn't get in the actual high school. So just real quick, let's start with Aaron again. Just kind of, you're a senior. What's the New Prague High School been like to you? What are some of the positives you take away, and how it's prepared you for next year as you go off to college?
I think New Prague has really prepared us in being really should be on top of your stuff. I think that is a really big thing here. And it's just the positive environment has just created such a nice, easy day. There's nothing really other than the classes that really can get you. So I don't know, I think it's helped me a lot for college.
Mm-hmm. I'm a senior as well, and I feel like having this tight-knit community has really helped me become the person I am, because just having everyone help you and the teachers, they want you to succeed. It's just been really beneficial, and having me want to do better and having them have my back.
And Nick, as a junior, what are you looking forward to for next year?
Oh, what am I looking forward to for next year?
Football for sure.
Well, definitely, yeah, the extracurriculars. But I'm looking to, this year I've kind of really started my journey towards college. I'm looking to kind of advance on that and make larger strides towards reaching my college goals.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the results of the class, going back to the class you're taking right now with the Mars program in the fall, the feedback that we've gotten from the mentors and the guest instructors and places that you do site visits has been overwhelmingly very, very positive. Been very impressed by the students that we have, how respectful they are, just how they carry themselves in a professional manner, and just been a very positive reaction that we've gotten, or feedback I should say, that we've gotten from them. So thank you very much, and you two, wish you the best. We only have a few days left here, but
Yeah.
what do you got,
22.
22 days?
Who's
Flying
counting?
by.
Who's got, you like getting out before Memorial Day, huh? So, no, it'll be good. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I would like to just mention two instructors for the Healthcare and Sports Science. Mr. Jeff Decker and Mrs. Allison Olson have done a wonderful job with our students. We thank all three of you for being here. Girls, best of luck next year, and Nick, great, next best of luck for you next fall and all the things that you are participating in. And I appreciate you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with one more guest today. Welcome back to Supt Talk, and we'd like to thank our first three guests that we had. Just remarkable young people and a remarkable program that we have at the New Prague area schools. We're so lucky to have implemented that this year. And again, if you ever have any questions on the Mars program or any programs within all of our schools, please feel free to contact either the building and or the district office, and we'd be more than happy to help you in any way. To my left here, we have our second guest, and that's Josephine Hyde. Many of you maybe have seen her. She's kind of a superstar at New Prague High School, and she was on a lot of our local news channels approximately 1 week ago or right before spring break, and she did some really something very, very nice for our entire school district, for all of our high school students. And we'll kind of get into that here in a little bit, but we'd like to welcome Josephine to Supt Talk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Josephine, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, what grade you're in, other activities, things that you kind of do, and we'll go from there.
I'm Josephine Hyde. I'm a senior, and I'm in a lot of different extracurriculars this year. I'm on the Trojan Times. I'm a writer. I'm in Proud, GSA. I'm in German and Spanish club, yearbook.
Wow.
I did lots of different things.
Awesome. Well, okay, well, thank you very much. Mr. DeBenner is just going to ask you a little bit about what transpired here a couple of weeks ago.
And just so all the viewers know, in case they didn't turn on the TV or read the paper, why don't you talk about what you did and then the act of kindness that you did, explain that, and then just how and when you came up with that idea.
Okay, so I guess I came up with the idea in the fall or maybe even the summer before my senior year. And I was just thinking about, what kind of senior pranks people always pull and kind of how it like leaves kind of a legacy, but usually it's not the nicest legacy. And I was thinking about what I want my legacy to be, and I want my legacy to be being a positive person and always encouraging other people. And so I decided to write notes, like nice things on 1,400 notes, and put them on everyone's locker. And some of the staff members also got notes in their mailboxes. And I did it right before spring break, and it was really fun. And I wrote the little so that way everyone knew that it was kind of all the same thing, I guess. I wrote hashtag my kind of senior prank on it, and I also wrote hashtag give a little love. And the hashtag give a little love is something I started last year, around this time actually, last year when I was a junior. I was passing out notes as part of my Lent promise, and I would just hand out one note every day during Lent. Well, as Lent started, as Easter came near, people were asking, hey, can I hand out one of those notes? And so I decided to start a little group where we handed out notes to either our friends or to some random people in the hallway. And so I just I guess that also helped inspire me then to go along with this whole senior prank.
Awesome. So when you did the senior prank, you put the Post-it notes on all the lockers. Like you said, you did about 1,400 of them. What time did you come in, and how long did it take you to do?
I was supposed to come in the night before, but it didn't work out to come in, and so I came in at 6 a.m. and I didn't finish until 7:40 when school started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was almost late to my first hour.
Okay. How about what was the reaction from students? I mean, we've heard a lot of reaction, from the adults and just on the news media. How about the students themselves?
Well, I was very surprised at first because as I was putting on the notes and students were walking in, I was getting really nervous and, oh my gosh, everyone's watching me do this, no one was supposed to see me. But there were 3 individuals in particular that actually asked to help. And that really encouraged me to keep going, and some people came along saying how awesome it was and that it made their day already, and so that just really helped me keep going. And it was really nice to hear all the nice things. Some people I don't even know or barely know were saying like, wait, you did that? That was so cool. And so it was really nice to see.
Great. And I know you didn't do it for this reason, but you received a lot of media attention. I mean, were you surprised by that? How did that make you feel?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I thought, in the back of my mind, I always think about things, and I thought, oh, what if I get on TV? But I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, But then I guess I did, and I was very, very surprised by it, and it was overwhelming. And I guess I didn't realize how cool of a thing it was. Since I've been thinking about this for such a long time, I didn't realize how cool it might look to someone who's never thought of the idea until I actually watched the news myself and saw it, and I was like, wow, if I saw that from someone else, I would think that was cool, so that was very interesting.
Let's turn to, what are your plans now? I mean, you're a senior. Why don't you talk about that and your experience here at New Prague High School?
Well, my plans for the future are I'm going to go to St. Cloud State, and I'm going to get 2 different teaching licenses, one for elementary education and one through K through 12 Spanish teaching. And I think New Prague has helped me with this because I feel like I have a little bit more personal connection with a lot of the teachers, just because it is such a small town, and the teachers are really nice here, whereas in other schools, I don't know, maybe teachers aren't as willing to help you out, and so I think New Prague has really had an impact on my positivity too when I come to school every day.
Well, I'm going to just tell you something. You really typify the New Prague Way, and one of the things in the New Prague Way is showing people you care, and what you did. And it's just not what you did with the Post-it notes this random act of kindness. You've done things in the past, and I'm sure you do things every day, and you're very involved in co-curricular activities. So it's just very impressive. And it's like anyone, when you do stuff like that, obviously it benefits them first, but it also makes you feel good. And I just think that's very neat. And showing people you care, I mean, it's exactly what we talk about in the new Prague Way. So thank you. Thanks for having a great influence on our student body here, and appreciate everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Josephine, thank you very much. And we hear so many good stories. I understand you're also in the variety show. And just real quickly, explain what it was that you did there.
I did a sign language interpretation of a song called Priceless, and it kind of was another positive message, and I guess I kind of planned it out so all the notes would go out the day of the show too, because I figured then when people come, they could hear the message again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if you don't feel that there's a lot of positive going on right now, this young lady definitely has done her share of making a difference at the New Prague schools and making a difference for anyone that's watching this. We're so very proud of you on behalf of the district, so thank you, and best of luck at St. Cloud State next year.
Thank you.
Then that concludes our Supt Talk for today. We'd like to thank all of our high school young students and guests that were here today, just outstanding young people, and we wish them the best of luck next year in their endeavors. And I'd like to thank Mr. Dittburner for being with us today again, and we welcome you to be back. Next time we are going to have our new aquatics director, Mr. Bryce Bachman, as one of our guests, and he's going to update us on everything about the pool. So we welcome you back in the month of May. Thank you very much.